Welcome to the Building Blocks of Financial Freedom, and I'm Kyler Nathaniel. So now we're prepared to buy a house, but the process doesn't start there. Now we have to find the right house. So that's going to take some shopping that we have to do on our part. So this process takes careful consideration. So come on, let's dive in so that we can learn these tips on the home shopping process. Come on. So the first tip that we're going to look at in the home shopping process is going to be choosing the right real estate agent. So a good real estate agent is going to scour the market for you. They're going to help you through the negotiation process and even the closing process. So what you want to do is you want to interview a few agents, you want to request references, and you want to ask about their experience as well for first-time home buyers. So let's take a look at our next tip. All right, and for the next tip, you want to pick the right type of house. You want to find the house that's going to fit your lifestyle and your budget. Now, if you're thinking about a condo or a townhouse, you want to realize that these are going to typically come with less privacy. So that may not work for you. Or even you may be looking into getting a fixer-upper. While they may be cheaper on the front end, you're going to have to pay for those repairs to get to the house to where you want it to be. Now, you do have an option with fixer-uppers to get what is called a renovation mortgage. A renovation mortgage will pay for the repairs that you need to get done on the house, as well as paying for the house. And then you also want to consider your long-term needs. So you want to ask yourself these two questions. The first one is, how long will you be at this property? Is this a starter home or is this a forever home? And the second question you want to ask yourself, are you expanding your family or do you plan to in the future? These two questions will help you to gauge what type of house that you need when it comes to this home shopping experience. Now let's go ahead and jump into the next tip. All right, and for our next tip, stick to your budget. Once you're approved, find out what you can afford. Just because you're pre-approved for $200,000 does not mean that is what you have to spend on the house. What you want to do is look online. You can find a mortgage calculator to find out rough estimates of how much your monthly mortgage is going to be for those different house prices that you're looking at. And you want to find the mortgage that will fit into your budget. If you don't know what fits into your budget, check out my video on how you can build a budget so you can figure out that starting point. Now, once you know what you're able to spend on a monthly basis, what you want to do is you always want to bid under that when you're trying to negotiate with the seller. That way it will give you wiggle room just in case you have to go up a bit to try and outbid someone or something like that. Now that we're talking about outbidding someone, what you never, ever, ever want to do when it comes to this home buying process, do not go over your budget to outbid someone. Do not put yourself in a rough position just because you thought this was the house that you wanted. Remember, everything happens for a reason. So that house that you're trying to get so bad might not be the one for you. You might have the perfect house just right within your perfect spot on your budget right around the corner. You just might have to wait. So let's tune in for the next tip. All right, and for our last tip, make the most out of your open houses. Now, since COVID happened, what you can see with a lot of properties is an online 3D tour experience. While these are great, what they lack is the in-person touch that is so important when it comes to finding the right house that you're going to be living in. So if you have the option to opt for an in-person tour, take it. Take it. Because what you really need when you're on these tours looking at these houses is you want to pay attention to your senses, your sight, your smell, your touch. Don't pay attention to your taste because it might kind of scare away people if you're in the house on the tour tasting the house. So let's avoid that. And also you want to ask about the type of electrical, plumbing, and roof that is installed on the property, and also the age of the electrical, the plumbing, and the roof. Because if these things are outdated or need to be replaced, they can get costly really, really quick, and that might not be something that you want to deal with when you're trying to get a house. Now let's go ahead and wrap up. All right, so what we've talked about is 1, finding the right real estate agent. Remember, that's so important because they're going to scour the market for you and they're going to help you in that negotiation and that closing process. And then 2, we also talked about picking the right type of house. Find the house that's going to fit your lifestyle and your budget and your future needs to come. And then 3, we talked about sticking to that budget. Remember, do not stretch yourself thin trying to get that house that you just think you have to have. Make it work for you so that you can continue to pay your bills and continue to live financially free. And then 4th, make the most of open houses. Remember, you're going to be living in this property, so you want to go in there and you want to feel what it's like to be in this property to really determine if it's the right one for you. And check out those electrical, that plumbing, and those roofs while you're there to figure out if this investment is worth it for you. Now, stay tuned to the 3rd installment to this video, which is home purchasing tips. Now, please, if you like this video, drop a like. Also, drop a comment so that we can get feedback on how we can be better for the future, or if there's any videos that you want to see in the future. And please hit that subscribe button because we've got more content on the way and we want you to stay notified of when this content releases. So thank you for tuning in to the Building Blocks of Financial Freedom. My name is Kyler Nathaniel.